everyone, and welcome back to the Film Box Podcast, the greatest movie podcast in the world. If I do say so myself, I'm your host, Aaron Souza, and today I'm joined live and in person, not really, but in the boxes. We're live and in boxes by my good friends, Connor and Sam, the usual crew here on the Film Box Podcast. Boys, how you doing, and what are you drinking today?
Let's say we are in the film boxes. Ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Woo!
Starting off strong.
Yes.
Today I'm shocking the world. I do not have a Franny's.
I just bought some Frannies today before we recorded.
I bought like 4 cases last time. I went like a month ago. I'm still like, I got half of them left. I just got water, and then I have a Fox and Park white birch beer hard soda
Ooh,
from Thimble Island. It's very good.
Interesting. Well, I am holding up for us because I got a Frannies.
Someone sponsor us, Franny.
Please, Frannies.
Please.
And I just got my own little concoction of iced tea and lemonade.
The old Arnold Palmer, if you will.
I thought that was going to be like, yeah, I just have like a shot of lemon juice and egg whites.
He's got one of those like health shots, like ginger, turmeric.
Ugh.
Some
Nasty.
kale in there.
Nasty.
Yeah,
Kale's good. I like kale.
Those things hurt going down. I get it, but
no.
It feels like your throat's just gonna fall out.
Yeah, why would you even do that to yourself? Anyways, we got a great episode for everyone today. We're going to be reviewing Kung Fu Panda 4 with special guest No, I'm just kidding. I wish.
Aquafina, live and in person.
Oh.
And Angelina Jolie as Tigress. Oh, wait, she wasn't.
Oh, wait. Womp, womp. We'll talk about that. But before we get into this week's review, we gotta talk about what we've been watching lately. Boys, what have you guys been watching lately?
As a shock, I watched 7 movies since we
Woo!
Wow,
look at you.
recorded.
Look at you.
I watched Narnia, Lion Witch's Wardrobe, Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Batman Begins, Batman Under the Red Hood, Kung Fu Panda 4, and Damsel.
Nice.
Very nice.
You want to go?
I'll
go. I'll go.
You're the host.
I'll go.
I'll go.
I'll go.
I've seen 3 movies since we last recorded. It's been a bit of a rough week and a half, but we're here, and that's what matters. So I've seen Roadhouse, the new Roadhouse, the Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor Roadhouse, and then promptly went 6 days without watching a single movie. And then saw The Age of Adeline yesterday for the first time, which was very good. And then The Princess Bride today for the first time, which was also very good. So, happy about that. Getting back on the train, as they say. But yeah, Connor, what about you?
So, I've also seen 7.5 movies. Watched Amadeus, about Mozart, the fictional story about him. Fucking awesome movie. Saw Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, very good as well. Then just ripped off some new movies. Immaculate, Sydney Sweeney's movie. Love Lies Bleeding. The Spider-Verse, the Spider Within short film. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, which is a movie. Review coming tomorrow or Friday whenever you're listening. Not bad. Can't believe it. It's not
I
bad.
actually wanted to ask you about this.
Well, let me just. I watched Enchanted today, the Amy Adams, and then I'm halfway through Apocalypse Now, and that movie, I got the director's cut, and it's fucking long as hell. But yes, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, I saw your review on Letterboxd for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, and I was shocked. I mean, give us
It
a
was
little
high.
bit. Give us a little bit about it. Obviously, don't spoil your review or anything, but give us a little bit about what made it better.
Money.
Okay.
Legit. No. Honest to God, the first one had like a micro budget, like less than 100K. This one had like 3 times the budget. The effects very good. The costumes for like Pooh, Piglet, so much better this time around.
They
They
weren't just a
actually have
guy in a
actors.
mask.
Yeah, like they're so much better. They actually have actors this time and not just randoms they found. And there's just they they actually use sound well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, plot was still pretty meh, and it's so funny because that movie was literally like, all right, exposition scene, kill scene, exposition, kill scene, exposition, kill scene, the entire movie. It was so funny because it's like, okay, Chris is on screen, I can like look down. Who's on screen? Someone's dying.
That's awesome.
So much better. Not, I gave it 3 stars.
Not bad. Not
Spoiler.
bad. Well, now we got to talk about our 30 pods of movies this week. It's our what is it? The movie by our favorite actress.
Favorite movie with our favorite actress.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll start. I've got 2 picks here. My first pick for the move, actually I'll go actress first. Is and I chose this actress because she's in my favorite trilogy of all time, which has kind of like skyrocketed her talents to the top. But it's Julie Delpy. And my favorite movie is Before Sunrise. So, if you haven't seen it, watch it, please watch it. But for my number one favorite actress, I am going with Emma Stone, I think. And my favorite movie from Emma Stone is La La Land. And I don't know if that's like a recency bias thing, but I've recently realized that like every movie I've seen her in, I've been like, yeah, this is amazing. I love it. So I couldn't not put her on that list.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I also had 2. Emma Stone was one of them. But I picked Superbad. Because that movie is I think it's still the funniest movie I've seen.
That's fair.
But giving a shout out to the Irish Queen herself, Ayo Edebiri.
Oh.
Did you guys know she was in Across the Spider-Verse? She plays Glory.
Which one is that?
She was the one who was like in the base, like
Oh yeah.
yeah. But aside from that, Theater Camp, which came out last year, so under the radar, so fucking funny. Give it a watch.
Interesting. I will have to do that. Sam, what about you?
Yeah, so I got 3. I have my number 3 is Amy Adams.
Nice.
And my favorite movie is Arrival.
I like
Jeremy
that.
Renner.
I like that.
Number 2 is Anne Hathaway, and that's an Interstellar. And
Okay.
then my overall favorite is Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, really?
That's a good pick.
A little J-Law, and obviously love all the Hunger Games, but I think Catching Fire was probably my favorite one.
Interesting. I did not expect I almost put Jennifer Lawrence on my list as well. Was not expecting that, but good choice. Good choice. All right, cool. Well, Connor, I'll give you a choice. Either we do a movie grid or we do a connections.
Let's do a connections.
All right.
Because I looked at the movie grid and like it's good, but let's mix it up a bit.
We're strategically choosing against it.
Alrighty. So, if you weren't here for our last game night, you guys can see that, right?
Yep. You want to
So,
zoom in a little bit
connections.
on it?
Yes, sir. Connections. It's from the New York Times. Basically, 16 names, places, things, whatever, and you have to group them into 4 based off their what they have in common.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick, if you're just listening, Christian Bale, Edward Nygma, Cesar Romero, Amy Adams, Truman Burbank, Lloyd Christmas, Stanley Ipkiss, Dave Bautista, Robert Pattinson, Barry Keoghan, Ryan Gosling, Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Hamill, Jack Nicholson, Jared Leto, Timothy Chalamet.
All right. All right.
I tried to
Well,
make it a bit easier.
Well, I think there's one easy one that we can rule out, Aaron.
what do you see? What do you see?
Jared Leto, Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill, and Cesar Romero.
Yes.
all played the Joker.
Yes. And
You said
Jared
Leto?
Leto, yes. Although he could, I was gonna say I was about to say he could be fooling us. It's no. You know what it is? You know what it is?
What
Fucking you little rat. It's Jared Leto, Jack Nicholson, Cesar Romero, and Barry Keoghan because he was in the end of Batman. Yeah, fuck you.
Yep.
He was in the end of the Batman as the
yes,
Joker.
he was.
Oh God. Well, the name that's
Oh, also, by the way, they have 4 guesses too.
Yes.
4. They have 4 wrongs.
Yes. So one of the ones that was standing out to me was Edward Nygma. Because isn't Enigma a Batman villain?
Yeah, it's the Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler. And then I'm noticing also Stanley Ipkiss, Lloyd Christmas, and Truman Burbank are not real people. So I'm going to say
guess
those 4 have some sort of connection to each other.
They would be Jim Carrey characters from the 90s.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
So you guys are doing better.
Yeah. Now this is where I'm gonna have some issues.
Okay, so Christian Bale, Robert Pattinson both played Batman. Dave Bautista is Drax, and Jake Gyllenhaal was Mysterio.
Yeah.
So is that the 4 that?
I
There's
don't know.
4 then, no?
I don't know. I don't know.
Both all play. I don't know. Timothy Chalamet.
See, if you go like Christian Bale, Ryan Gosling, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Robert Pattinson, they all have the 30 to 40-year-old very attractive leading man trope.
All the DILFs.
Yeah, basically. And that I would not put it past Connor to add a DILFs category to this.
Do you want to try it? Because you got 3 guesses.
I kind of want to try it. So it's
Right.
Christian Bale, Ryan Gosling, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Robert Pattinson as the DILFs. No,
Nope.
not even close. Not even close.
2 guesses left.
So we got Timothy Chalamet, Dave Bautista were both in Dune.
They were both in Dune, but no one else was.
Directed by.
Oh!
And then Ryan Gosling was in La La Land.
Oh, Denis Villeneuve. La La Land is not a Denis Villeneuve movie.
Yeah, it is it?
No, it's Damien Chazelle.
Oh, Damien. I was gonna say I thought there was a D.
But I believe Gyllenhaal was in a Denis Villeneuve movie. So I'm going to say, I think you're on the right track here, Sam. Chalamet, Bautista, Amy Adams, and Jake Gyllenhaal. For actors who have starred.
Well, Arrival was directed by him too.
Right. Arrival was Denis Villeneuve. And I can't remember. Did he? No. What did he? He didn't do Nightcrawler. Did he? I can't remember. I
No,
have
he
a. I
did
just.
Sicario. Was Christian Bale in Sicario?
Oh, was Christian Bale in Sicario? No, I don't think so. But Jake Gyllenhaal might have. I
He was
think
not
it's
in Kari. I'll give you that hint.
Wait, no, it is Ryan Gosling.
for what?
Blade Runner.
Oh, duh. Yes.
right,
All
what
right.
we
So
doing?
it's Gosling, Amy Adams, Batista, and Timothy Chalamet. Oh,
You motherfucker.
you
Last guess.
little douchebag.
You little rat.
Douchebag.
So is it? Oh, that means Gyllenhaal's got to be in one. It means Gyllenhaal's. So maybe it's leading. Oh, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Who do you take out though of that pairing? Mm.
All right, let's speed it up a bit.
Okay. I want to say. Oh, Christ. I want to say Chalamet, Gosling, and Amy Adams for sure, and then I think Jake Gyllenhaal as well. And I don't know why, but that's it. Feels like leading actors of Denis Villeneuve movies.
What's that movie with? Was this? I don't know if it was directed by him though.
You want to? Are we locking this in?
With him and Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah, no, that was yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the movie name, but yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think we gotta lock this in.
All right.
Congrats, gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
The movie you're thinking of is Prisoners.
Thank you.
Prisoners,
Yes,
that
that's
was the
the
movie.
He was
one.
also an enemy. Can you
yes.
guess what this what binds these last people together?
Just
for shits and gigs.
They were all played by DC. They all played DC characters. I don't know if Dave Bautista did or not.
Christian Bale,
No.
Dave Bautista, Robert Pattinson, Mark Hamill, have all played. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
They are all members of the English cast. of The Boy and the Heron.
See, I didn't realize Batista was in the English cast of The Boy and the Heron.
I didn't even know Mark Hamill was.
I did not know either until I looked it up.
Hey, look at us. We got it. We got it.
Way to go, gents. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Way to go,
I
gents.
gotta step it up next time now.
Yeah, well. All right. So I think that's going to lead us into our main event for this episode. We're going to talk about Kung Fu Panda 4. So before we get into the actual review, Connor, I need you to bring us through the plot of Kung Fu Panda 4.
All right. Kung Fu Panda 4. After Po is tapped to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, he needs to find and train a new dragon warrior, while a wicked sorceress plans to resummon all the master villains whom Po has vanquished to the spirit realm.
All right.
Thank you.
So, this movie stars Jack Black, obviously, as Po, Awkwafina as Zhen, Viola Davis as the Chameleon, Dustin Hoffman returns as Master Shifu, James Hong and Bryan Cranston return as Mr. Ping and Li Shan, and Ke Huy Quan, the GOAT, comes in as a new character, Han, as well. The movie was directed by Mike Mitchell, who's known for directing not Kung Fu Panda movies, but Shrek Forever After, Monsters vs. Aliens, and the Lego Movie 2, the second part. So seemingly this is the guy that they bring in when they have a series that they need to... that they're pushing on maybe a little too long, that they need to direct a final iteration of. But he also directed Sky High, so there's some good in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Written by.
I mean, he also did Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. I don't know why you didn't want to reference that one.
Well, Well, and he also did Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked. So,
The best.
and he did Trolls. Wow, this guy's done a lot. So I don't know. Written by Jonathan Eibel, Glenn Berger, and Darren Lemke. Eibel, writer of the previous 3 Kung Fu Panda movies, along with, I believe, Berger and Lemke. Yes. So, actually, scratch that. Lemke is brand new for Kung Fu Panda 4. So, there you go. And released March 3rd, 2024 by Universal Pictures and productions by DreamWorks per usual. Hans Zimmer with the music, the GOAT, already having a GOAT year. And probably the best song so far in 2024 with the Tenacious D version of Hit Me Baby One More Time. So, yeah.
I stayed in my theater just to hear that song at the end.
Literally, that was, I think, the only reason Em went to go see the movie. Sorry, Sam. Got reviews for us?
Yeah, I got a couple of reviews. So I was looking through these guys, and it seemed like a lot of people loved the movie and a lot of people hated the movie. So there's like a lot of 1 stars and a lot of 5 stars.
Yeah.
A lot of the 1 stars was basically saying how it was just a piece of garbage and disappointed.
Basically.
And it was basically just a cash grab. So a couple I got here. After the success of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, it appears DreamWorks has been struggling to release a decent sequel like Megamind 2 and Kung Fu Panda 4. Kung Fu Panda 4 brings back Po. This is a long review, so I'm just summarizing. He was like, I was hoping Tai Lung would be the next Dragon Warrior. Kai and Shen's original voice actors are not present. They're just silent characters that are briefly introduced to have their powers immediately stolen. And basically, Chameleon, the main antagonist of the film, very irrelevant compared to the previous 3 movies. So pretty much just like bad writing, boring characters, almost like that. I was getting at. And then I got a good review, a 5-star.
5-star.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema.
This greater than Oppenheimer. And this is, quote, "To be honest with everybody, this movie is super underrated. It was really funny with some new characters and a good plot. Poe was great, but Master Shifu wasn't mentioned that much, but had a good ending. I would recommend it to everybody as Poe showed us how he's a great leader with many funny scenes, including him farting at one point. He's the ultimate dragon warrior," end quote.
I love the fart joke. 10 out of 10.
Or is fat enough to freaking knock down a bar off the side of a mountain. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, well. All right. Let's talk about the movie. Any initial thoughts before we dive into the different aspects of it?
I would just say, like, I kind of agree with some of the reviews that I was reading. It was good. Obviously, I think personally it was the weakest of the series. I think it was kind of rushed and not. There were so many new characters. There was no time for like character development or anything like that. So, my opinion, but I think it was great. The animation was great. I think the acting was pretty decent too. So,
yeah, I mean, it felt very rushed, like just pacing wise. I think that's why no one really had any like arc. And I don't want to sound so pretentious talking about a kids movie and like character arcs, but these movies they've had arcs before.
I mean, there's a reason why Kung Fu Panda was so popular, and it's because it told a good story on top of, just being a goofy kids movie.
Yeah, and I don't know. thought the animation was fine. I feel like it's fine, but there's been so many other movies that have come out recently that have just been so much more interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I feel like they kind of just played it safe, kind of just kept doing what worked for them in the past and didn't really kind of grow up with the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wrote the review for this, which you can read on the website, and like you guys are basically saying a lot of my complaints where it's like it moves too fast. The new characters aren't super interesting. Um, it's the plot is basically a rehash of all the other plots that they've done. Um, so whatever. But all right, let's move. Let's actually go. Let's break it down. So, what is our first category that we got to talk about?
Looks like it's the acting.
Acting. I have thoughts about the acting. Jack Black, great.
Great. Yep.
Jack Black is always great. He's the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else could not have cared less.
Yeah.
I mean, Viola Davis was good. I mean,
I think
Viola Davis, like, right.
But she'll never not be good. Sorry.
She'll never. Well, no, you were. Oh,
no,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a double negative.
Yeah, you did double negative that. she'll never not be just the worst. She'll always be the worst.
Yeah, but there's so much you can do with not a great script either. Like,
yeah,
and it's hard with these animated movies. Like, if you get a poorly written script, there's not much you can actually do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just no one really did anything that really stood out. Like, obviously, Jack Black is the star of the show, and he's the reason that people are in seats. But like Awkwafina, and I don't know if I just have a thing against Awkwafina or what, but I have not liked a single performance that she's been in yet, so that I've seen so far. So
it's hit or miss.
I just don't.
He was kind of annoying in this one.
Yeah,
she just has so many like isms to her. Just like the way like she kind of incorporates like more modern speech.
Yeah,
I guess like her tone just doesn't fit. Like the sarcasm is just hasn't been funny.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that was tough. Everyone else who came back, like James Hong, Bryan Cranston, I thought they were fine.
Good to hear Ian McShane again.
Yeah, Ian McShane, Dustin Hoffman, they were fine, but there was no reason. I mean, there was no nothing to get me excited about the acting.
Mm-hmm. It's such a tease to not have the rest of the Furious 5 too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Since you brought it up, why? I mean, I know why. They didn't want to pay him. That's basically why.
For sure.
Well, no, they didn't want to pay, Angelina Jolie and all these folks a boatload of money, but like it completely ruined this movie. It made them introduce a brand new character who was irrelevant. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my major gripes, is that they just were like, yeah, they're off doing something else. So they're not around, even though we have this like imminent massive threat to all of China. They're just, Mantis
secret special missions.
Mantis is trying to not get eaten by his lady friend. Because Mantis does that.
And like it was so early on, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
There's only so good this movie can be from here.
Yeah, right. It was literally like, okay, well, but I mean, other than that, I mean, like, as far as the acting goes, I mean, there's really not as much to say because it's, voice acting. But again, I will say I really like Jack Black. I mean, he just has so much fun with everything he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Do we have? I know this was kind of a quicker bit, but do we have ratings for the acting?
I give it a 3 out of 5, mainly just because Jack Black is always just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was Viola Davis until after. So I guess that's a good thing, because you don't want your voice act you don't want to be hearing Viola Davis as a character. You want to be hearing the character.
Right. And to that point, actually, I will say Jack Black does a pretty good job of like, yeah, you know it's him, but when you watch Kung Fu Panda,
you hear Poe.
Right, you hear Poe. It's not Jack Black. Like if it were someone like The Rock. Yep.
In sync.
Yep. Raise the class. If it was but seriously, if it was The Rock, it would have just been The Rock or like Kevin Hart or one of those actors where that's who they play. When you watch Kung Fu Panda, you don't hear like Jack Black's normal voice. You hear Poe, which is a testament to his abilities. But yeah, a 2. I can only go as high as a 2. Jack Black can only carry it so far, and everything else was so underwhelming for me. Sam, what about you?
Well, I was going out of 10, so I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Right in
So
between.
2.5.
2.5.
Out of 5. I
Yeah,
can
that
change
works.
right now.
That works. All right, next. What do we got next?
Story concept.
This is one of my least favorites. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
It was
I
Go
mean,
ahead, Aaron. Just let it rip.
All right. Well, first off, we already touched on it, but the Furious 5 gone for some reason. In its place, we get Zhen, who is a thief that is apparently the greatest fucking thief, but also the worst thief in the world. Who was thieving for some reason. And then gets captured and is like, oh, I'll take you to the Chameleon, who's this brand new villain who's basically every other villain that we've ever done. All put into one. And then we're gonna defeat him, but you gotta come with me, and I will take you to the Chameleon. And so now we get buddy comedy, but also we get buddy comedy too, with both of Poe's fathers going on a road trip, which was stupid. And then deception. Oh wait, not deception. It was like
that's one thing I'm gonna bring up. The fact that she changed sides so fast without any
I know.
basically like anything. Like usually if something like that happens, like the main villain like kills like the family member or somebody that the deception person cares about, or like does something really bad for them to change sides.
I think she literally just like pushed Poe off the cliff.
Yeah.
And even then, she wasn't like, she was already like kind of switched up. All right, spoilers. We're going to be talking about the spoilers in this movie. So,
But yeah, it was like, oh, this bad person is actually bad. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I got to change the way I'm behaving.
Yeah. It was like, and leading all up to that too, like, first off, I hated how they made Poe. It is the 4th Kung Fu Panda movie now. Poe is a master martial artist who has mastered almost everything that there is with martial arts. And he is still a bumbling fucking buffoon? Huh? Are you kidding me? Like, come on. That first fight in the Hall of Things, where he's just getting fucking smacked around by this little fox as if he isn't the greatest kung fu master that's ever lived. And then like all through the rest of the movie, it's just like, yeah, I'm going to do some cool ass shit. And then I'm going to fall and trip on my own dick and cause massive chaos.
Well, and then like he actually does do well when it matters.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, where was this the entire time?
Literally. It was like, all right, yeah, that was very frustrating. But to the development with Zhen especially, they have no development as a friendship either. So that whole like, we don't like each other because I don't know you, to okay, now we're forced to travel together and become friends, to oh no, betrayal, to oh wait, redemption arc is like just goes like just so fast through it. It's just whips through this whole development for no reason.
Yeah. It's just, I get it. It's made for kids. Like you can't really. I don't want to say you have to cater to your audience. Like you can't just have like this long developing friendship. It's got to be like, oh well, we fought a couple fights together, so you know I will sacrifice myself for you, essentially.
Yeah, but in this
And that's
movie,
supposed to just be okay.
it was literally like, I hate you too. Next scene, we're best friends.
It's like, yeah, you're a criminal. Yes. All right. Dragon Warrior. It is.
Yes, and then at the very end, what a slap in the face. I know that one of the reviews you read said that Tai Lung should have been the Dragon Warrior. Fucking what about Tigress? The one who deserved it in the first place, really. Like, that would have been a cool payoff. It's like, you know, and I've seen people say, oh, well, she doesn't need it. She learned to get past it. But it's like, hey, you can make the development to where, like, okay, you spent your whole life training to become the Dragon Warrior, and you didn't get it. So now you have to be happy with your life without it. And so then when the good comes to you, it is no longer like, I am desperate and this is the only thing I exist for. This is the honor that I have worked hard for, but it has not been my, like, you know, I have learned to become happier even without it, kind of thing. That would have been a cool kind of message, but no, instead they gave it to this fucking character that they introduced an hour earlier.
Which, I was gonna say, like, so many people looked up to the Furious Five, like,
yeah,
and so many Kung Fu Panda fans like them. Some of them liked them better than Poe, kind of thing. And it would have been great to actually have that satisfaction of like one of them, you know, getting it handed down or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And I had something else. Oh, also, I don't know about you guys, but it was so obvious that that's exactly what was going to happen from the very first moment that Jen was on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not only that, but so it's revealed, again, spoilers. It's revealed that because Jen says at one point, oh, I was taken in by this person and they like helped me. The second she said that, I was like, oh, okay, so she's working for the Chameleon.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, what?
Huh?
A twist? It's like, yeah, no shit. She was raised by criminals, and this is like the big boss criminal. I wonder. Which I did not like the Chameleon at all. I thought that was easily the weakest villain of the
saga, I
bunch.
guess. No.
There is so much wasted potential. You have someone who can literally just shapeshift into anyone, and she does it once, or I guess twice for consequence. Like,
yeah,
the first scene when she pretends to be Tai Lung, and then the one scene where she tricks Poe.
Well, and then there's the one scene where she also tricks everyone into giving her money, I guess, at that weird meeting.
That didn't matter, though.
It didn't matter. It did not matter.
It was like, okay, you established, oh, she could pretend to be Tai Lung and get everyone to like fear her. That's cool. Why not do that more? But it's like, no, it's like, I have to learn Kung Fu and then I'll be good. It's like, no, these are like the most feared villains in this entire realm.
Yeah.
I don't think that if you just walked up as like what was the J.K. Simmons' character in the third one, the villain?
I don't remember.
If you show up as that dude, the giant ox, I think people are gonna be like, "Hey, what you want?"
Yeah, right.
You're good.
I mean, even like just having someone who's like a master of infiltration, and like that whole criminal underground, you could have had that person pretend to be Shifu and infiltrate the fortress.
Exactly.
I mean, there's so many cool.
It could have been so much more interesting.
Like, the idea of the villain is really cool, but then they were just like, we're just gonna make the Tai Lung, yeah, she's him. All the other ones, yeah, throw them in a pot. And then the thing that really got me mad. Are you good? Are you done on the Chameleon? Or do you have something else to say?
I think what you're about to say is where I was gonna go next.
Well, maybe. Because I'm talking about the whole storyline with Mr. Ping and Li Shan.
Oh, okay, no, I was just gonna say, what a terrible like final fight too.
Oh my god,
Like,
yes. You know what? You're
Mhm.
right.
like Poe just like sits it out. He's like, yeah, I could have done it, but I gotta see if you could do it. And it was very much like a, we, Jen, you're gonna defeat this person who has mastered, who has stolen like all the kung fu knowledge possible, all the moves,
Mm-hmm.
and you with no training, you're just gonna beat her.
Yep.
Just
Okay. Um,
yeah, all right.
also the Mr. Ping and Li Shan storyline of them like following Poe, like, oh, we're the concerned dads. Useless. Just don't even
They
include it.
literally
It was
they did it in the
stupid.
third one.
Yeah.
That
Stupid.
was the whole point of the third.
I mean, literally, they said in this movie, and I don't know if you guys caught it, they had a line in the movie where Poe is like, haven't we done all this before? And it's like, yeah, we have, actually. Now that you mention it, we have. This is
the other way
literally
around.
this is all of the movies. Because she was like the chameleon. It was like the first time they met the chameleon, and she was describing her evil plan. I'm gonna take over China and whatever. He interrupts her and goes, "Yeah, you're gonna use your power to take over. We've done this before." And it's like, guys, come on, you're making a joke out of it, but like,
Yeah, so it's funny because it's like, not to derail it, but so I work in the alcohol industry.
Mm.
And so we get a lot of like celebrity drinks. And a lot of that, I think Matthew McConaughey, I don't know if I can say this or not, but he's coming out with a drink. And this tagline is not another celebrity tequila. And it's like, that it's a good joke, but that's literally what you're
that's
doing.
exactly what you're doing. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah. All right, we got to give ratings. What do you guys give the story?
2.
Out of 5?
2 out of 5, yeah.
Okay. I will give it a 1.5.
I also gave it a 2.
Okay. Next, what do we got?
Visuals.
Now, this is where I think you have a point, Connor, but I kind of disagree with you a little bit because I still think it looks the visually the movie looks really good. Obviously
I think it's par for the course.
they've stepped
That's the
up the
thing.
animation in the series quite well. And it's hard to compare it to the innovative stuff that we've seen recently. But as far as animation goes, it still looks good. It doesn't look sloppy. It doesn't look dated. It looks crisp and solid. Nothing to complain about, but
yeah.
nothing to blow me away.
That was just my whole point. It's just more of the same. It's, you're not taking any real risks like other movies have. It's just, if you've seen any of them, you've seen the fourth, just in terms of style.
Yeah.
And like, yes, there are like, maybe there are like different edits that they do. Like they do the 2-player fight where it's just like the dash and it cuts to both their face. Like, yeah, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you didn't change the style up at all. You didn't have anything super standoutish. This is, I'll save my score, but it was still fine, but just very much the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it credit for it being good, even though it is a bit more of the same. More so than I think you do. Sam, what'd you think of it?
I think it was. I agree with you, Aaron. And one thing that is sticking with me, I think the first fight scene between Jen and Poe. I think even though Poe is a dumbass, I think it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. But the best fight scene was in the bar. I actually really enjoyed that.
That
fight
was a
scene.
cool scene. I agree.
I really enjoyed that one. But
I just
overall, I think I liked it.
Mm-hmm. That bar fight scene was at least fun because it was in like a different type of setting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've had a couple fights in the Jade Palace, like hallway fights, big open field fights.
Mm-hmm.
But that was nice because it's like this is a very confined space. Plus, it's not, like they show you like it's tilting one way or the other. So you're like, okay, there's like some stakes to this.
Right. It was unique. I will give it that.
Yeah, I'll give
was
it that.
Stir faster.
Stir faster. Yeah. 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 There was some good humor in it. So, is that the writing? We got a
Yeah,
writing
that's the
section,
writing.
don't we? All right.
Well, that's
Yeah,
coming
what is
next.
this?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with it being like it's not like top tier like what we've seen recently, but it's not bad. And actually, I watched the first one immediately before watching this one, and like the difference just in, obviously 2008 is 16 years ago now. Holy shit. But I mean, the difference in animation from then to now is immense.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to give it credit for that. It doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
All right. Ratings for animation.
Gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yes. And I am at a 3.5 out of 5 as well. So, all right. Next is writing. Writing. The writing.
Ooh, boy.
Hit and miss.
It was hit miss. I agree with that.
Hit and miss.
Mhm.
There were some funny moments, but there are also fart jokes. So, is it really all that good?
Again, it's for children.
Yeah, but I mean, kids equals fart jokes is not really. I mean,
I will say, especially because like all these movies always have like some more mature theme to them. That way it's like, okay, we'll show you the fun animation for the kids, but then the parents or the adults watching like us, we'll give you something that you guys would like. But I don't.
there really wasn't
The
anything.
theme wasn't in. What, like sometimes it's you got to move on.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. What it was is like, hey, sometimes you got to know when it's time to hang up your hat. It's time to lay it on
Like-
down.
It's like don't judge a book on the first cover by its cover. I don't know. It
I
just
don't know.
it was nothing. It was nothing of value.
It was like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like the writers were basically telling DreamWorks and Universal, like, hey guys, it's time to know when to hang it up. And we know it's time to hang it up, but you don't want to accept that it's time to hang it up and move on. So we're going to show you what that means.
Very much felt like the finale of like the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, we're done, but we got this new protagonist. But guess what? We know no one's gonna want to watch like more like. Well, you can't even be Kung Fu Panda if it's not a panda. But no one wants to watch more of this if it's
Kung
gonna
Fu
be
Fox.
anyone else. Kung Fu Gen.
Which has always confused me, like the hierarchy of Kung Fu Panda. Because, like, in the first one, who was Master Oogway was he just like the because he wasn't the Dragon Warrior.
No,
There
he
was no
like,
Dragon Warrior
No,
at
he's
that
the-
time.
Yeah.
He was like
I forget his official
emperor
title.
of the Kung Fu, basically. And then you had Master Shifu and the Furious Five, but then in step Dragon Warrior, who was step above but also below Shifu, and also
Mhm.
equal to Oogway, but not really equal to Oogway.
It's like if like you had Oogway at the top, Shifu, and then like a little diagonal to
Yeah.
Dragon Warrior, and then
Mhm.
underneath that's the Fab Five.
Fab Five.
The Fab Five.
But then again, Poe isn't as talented as the Furious Five.
So does that put him at the bottom? And then in this one,
yeah.
it's like, okay, well, you need to pick a new Dragon Warrior. So now Jen becomes Dragon Warrior, but that means she's better than Shifu. But is she better than Poe? Because she's not.
Yeah,
Because now she's
now
there.
Poe is Oogway.
But is Poe Oogway? Because Oogway's Oogway. And so,
no,
but where does
Oogway's
that
gone.
leave? Well, then where does that leave Shifu? Is Shifu just stuck in middle management? Is Shifu just like a
Honestly,
middle manager?
she's a chain manager. Like Uguay's the franchiser, and then Poe's his like regional manager,
Oh Jesus
and then
Christ!
Shifu's like
Like
the
shift
one
leader or like store manager or something.
Yeah, and then Furious 5 is just the crew at your McDonald's.
Good God, that is
And
so
then-
confusing.
And then you got at the top, you got Mr. Ping.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And his noodles.
He's the top.
Everything is noodles.
Yes, we are all noodles. No, it's
Yeah.
very confused. That whole hierarchy is very confusing. And so when it was like, oh, you gotta choose the new dragon warrior. You gotta know when to hang it up. And I was sitting there like, Shifu, what does that do for you? Like, where are you in all of this? Where have you been in all of this?
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like when he's not training someone, then it's like, what do? Do you just meditate all day?
Yeah.
Especially when like the Furious 5 is out. It's like, okay, well,
He does all the clerical work. He handles the paperwork.
he's the office administrator, just like restocking like everything. It's like,
It's like, God damn it, we gotta put in another order for fucking dumplings. Jesus Christ, Poe.
He's like Raz from Monsters Inc.
it's like, goddamn, Tiger shit on her bed again.
Forgot to turn
I just
in
throw
your
it out.
paperwork.
Like, Poe, I told you to fill out your time card.
I always
didn't turn your time
I was
card in on
wondering,
time.
do they get
Corporate's
paid?
getting down my neck.
Like, or is it kind of like the Avengers type beat where it's just like, hey, I'm the hero. You really gonna charge me for this 12-pack of dumplings? Nah.
Man, that is, the economic implications of having a hero is really something that doesn't get addressed enough in movies.
Is he just an unpaid intern?
That's what the Dragon Warrior is. It's a fancy title for an unpaid intern.
Temp to hire, but
Oh my God. We've cracked it. We've cracked the code. The whole series is so much better. It's an allegory for corporate America.
yes, and income inequality because only certain few can accept an unpaid internship without worrying about their cost of living.
Oh my God. And then what happens when you gain notoriety in your field?
Exactly. Quid pro or whatever it's called.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah, I do this for you, so you do this for me.
Oh my God.
So the writing.
So the writing.
We touched on it like in the first part too. Just the pacing was so fucking fast.
It was.
Everything had to be exposition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was literally like, I love the scene in the jail, too, when it's like she brings, Poe brings Jen to the little jail that they have that's in a rock, and is like, you're going to prison. And she's like, no, I can lead you to the chameleon. Who's the chameleon? Well, he's the bad guy. I'll find him on my own. Wait, I can't do that. You're coming with me. It's like, okay, this is fast. This is how it is.
Yeah. Again. But even with kids, you think that maybe just showing is better than telling.
Mm-hmm.
Unless people just they have to spell it out more.
They must.
But yeah, I also thought it had moments, but as a whole, it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, and I had my complaint about, like, it's now Kung Fu Panda 4, and Poe is still an absolute buffoon half the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, guys, we've done this already. Like, he's a Kung Fu master. You can't
Some
really...
respect on his name.
Yeah, right. But, all right. Rating for the writing.
2 out of 5.
Yeah,
I also gave it 2.
Yeah, I'm at a 2 as well. Glad we agree on that. All right, last category is
Enjoyment.
overall enjoyment. There were moments. Honestly, there were moments that I enjoyed it. There were moments that I did not. Animation looked good. Fight sequences were enjoyable, but the acting outside of Jack Black and Viola Davis was not there, and the story was way too fast and uninteresting and rehashed. So it's really so far down the middle for me that it, for me, it's 2.5. It's just smack dab in the middle.
I'm in the same boat, 2.5. With the other ones, I feel like I could rewatch them, and I definitely enjoyed a lot more. But this one, I feel like I don't want to go back to it nearly as much. Again, Jack Black is always fun. No one else really is like, no other performance is like, oh no, I gotta let me revisit this. Animation was fine. Writing wasn't that great with the pacing. Story, we've seen it.
Yep.
So 2.5.
Yep.
And I don't have much to add, but so 2.5 for me too.
All right. Short and sweet. I always love Sam's summaries because they're like, it was good. 2.5.
It's like, all right, 2.5.
I'm not gonna reiterate whatever you guys said.
No,
so.
I know.
Loved it. 3.
Go.
Yeah, it was alright.
1.
5.
Kills the time. Perfect score.
Madam Web 5.
Do you please?
I love how fast they yanked that from theaters. It was like 2 weeks in. They're like, okay, this is
What?
This.
Madam Web? What is that? I don't know.
Never heard of her.
All right. Oh man.
Pinned it all on Dakota Johnson. They're like, well, maybe if she tried harder, this movie would actually be enjoyable. And no, she just want to bitch to the media. It's like,
Hey guys, I don't know if you saw your own movie, but
yeah, man.
there's a lot more problems than that.
When one of your actors doesn't even like have dialogue that matches, that's not Dakota Johnson.
Wait, how did this turn into Madam Web talk?
Because I saw it again on my TikTok, just a compilation of his mouth not moving and the lines coming out. And it pissed me off again.
What an atrocious atrocity. Oh god. All right, we got to end this podcast. Oh, no.
I got some
Yeah. All right. Well, let me do the ending credits first. So
run through it.
I just want to bring up the real quick. Sorry.
Yes.
I just wanted to go over the tomato meter score because in our spreadsheet we have all of our
yes
that we've reviewed.
Yes.
So I already put in all the things. Guess what? Guess what the reviews are on Rotten Tomatoes.
What do we got?
So the critics gave it a 72%.
Bullshit.
Which is basically like a 3.5 out of 5. And the audience score is an 86%.
Awful.
Which is close to a 4 out of 5. Which is close to a 4 out of 5.
Awful.
So that's how much we trust.
No one knows that. No one knows what they're talking about.
So
this one was, the audience loved this one more than Kung Fu Panda 3. That is a 79% audience score.
Well,
and the first one also has an 83% audience score. So do with that what you will.
Yeesh. Well, if we sort it by our average score, Kung Fu Panda 4 is our fourth lowest movie. Just below National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation of all movies, and just above Nightmare on Elm Street. So
I love seeing 2, 2.5, 4 for National Lampoon.
yeah, clearly, these other two guys don't have any tastes in Christmas movies, but
damn, that was 2022, so long ago.
I know, right? More movie reviews to come for sure. We're gonna keep doing these. And if you like what you listen to, leave a rating, subscribe, comment, all that stuff like leave us a review, share it with your friends. You know, all of it helps us out, and it shows us we're doing a good job, and you like it and whatever. So yeah, do that. Follow us on Twitter at FilmboxPod, and you can see this on YouTube at Filmbox Productions on YouTube. So you get to see our stupid faces when we do this. And see all the time Sam mutes and unmutes his microphone because it happens a lot.
You get to see all the cats in
well,
the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
there's
cats
stuff
go
going on.
absolutely
Well,
nuts.
It's not that, but it's
It's all right.
it's fine.
It's all right.
It's fine. It's fine.
And also follow us on Letterboxd. Oh god, he's just muting and unmuting over and over. Follow us on Letterboxd. We each have our own individual ones. You can find those linked in the description. So give us a follow on there. And Connor, we got some movies to guess or to get you to watch. Did you watch the movies that you were supposed to this past week?
I'm halfway through Apocalypse now, and then I have The Good, the Bad, the Ugly to finish that up with. And then I'm
Okay,
all
so
caught up.
we're adding to your list.
We're adding to the watch list.
Okay. Now,
So 1 through 6. Don't pick the same number.
okay. Is it on there?
No, but there's another one that you've been trying to get me to watch on here.
Okay.
I'm going to guess number 5.
Oh, that's what I was gonna go with. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go number 1. I'm gonna go number
And
1.
you got the movie you wanted me to watch. I shall be watching Seven Samurai and The Godfather.
Oh, wow. Wow. All right, we got
Let's
to get
do it.
a report back next week. So if you want to hear what Connor thought about those movies, tune
It's
in
all right.
next week.
5.
1 star.
It's all right. 1 star. All right.
Bad animation.
Well, that's it. We're done. We'll see ya.
Yeah.